Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. A pleasure to have you both here with us in London for the film festival. If you could begin with a brief introduction to your film and tell us a bit about what audiences can expect.
Basically, the film is called Bobi Wine, the People's President, and it's a story about Uganda. And it basically follows Barbie, who's with me here, and Bobi, her husband. Bobi was a very prominent musician in East Africa, extremely well known. Barbie is a human rights activist. She runs an NGO which helps young girls and women in Uganda. And starting in 2017, they decided to start calling out the government for the gross abuses they were inflicting on the Ugandan people. And with that, they suffered huge consequences. Bobby was banned from performing in Uganda, banned from being playing on the radio. They had all sorts of restrictions on them. And then in 2018, there was an attempt on Bobby's life. They actually shot his driver, thinking they'd shot him. And then Bobby carried on and ran in the elections, which was at the beginning of 2021. The elections were severely flawed, and the film follows the process of them doing their best to stand up for democracy against what is a military dictatorship which has been in power for nearly 40 years.
And do you want to say a bit about your role in the film?
My name is Barbie Kyagulanyi. I feature in the film, and I am part of the family that the film follows. My husband is a politician. He was a member of parliament. Right now, he is the leader of a political party, the biggest opposition political party in Uganda. And yeah, I'm part of the film in that way.
And why was it so important, do you think, to tell this story on the big screen?
So it's a really important story because often where you have dictatorships, and dictatorships which are very much supported by Western countries because it suits them for military purposes or for trade or whatever, it's very important to let the West know exactly what's going on and let people understand what their taxpayers' money is being used for and where the funding goes. And the film does that. The other thing is, this is a film about hope, and it's about hope for Africa. In Bobby and Barbie, the stars of the film, you have two African heroes, and what they have been prepared to sacrifice is extraordinary. And I mean, so far we've had an amazing reception to the film. People see it and firstly, they say, I had no idea what was going on in Uganda. And then they're really uplifted by what Bobby and Barbie have done and all the people around them have done. So it's ultimately a story of hope.
And for you, why was it important to you to participate in the project, and what did it mean to you for this story to be told?
Right now, we have a president who has been in power for close to 40 years, and a dictator as him is continually having to like have people killed, torture others, disappear others, imprison those who have a different view, a political view from his. So we currently have a problem of a president who is torturing people and is trying so hard to make sure that the world doesn't know what is happening home. So right now is the right time to have this story out, unfiltered and censored, and for the world to judge for themselves and for them to know how best they can help that part of the country, that part of the world to have proper democracy and have the leaders respect human rights. So it means a lot to me because I contribute towards spreading this message, and through our story, they see the lives of very many other Ugandans. Yeah.
And talk a bit about the process of making it. What might have been some of the challenges that you encountered, but also your personal highlights, perhaps?
Yeah, I mean, there was huge challenges. So basically we had, all in all, I think we had 7 different cameramen working on this film during the process. A lot of the footage was contributed by people who couldn't be credited in the film because they were worried for their own safety. My co-director is a chap called Moses Boweo, who's actually in America at the moment applying for political asylum because he can't return to Uganda. He did a lot of the most dangerous filming. He did a lot of the election filming, which was extremely fraught. There was one point he was shot in the face. He spent a couple of nights in prison. A lot of journalists got severely damaged. Some lost their lives. I mean, it's extremely. It's like a war zone. The election was like a war zone. We, just didn't know who would make it and who wouldn't. 160 of Bobby's close team, so his election team, his music producer, a lot of his friends were detained, militarily detained for 5 months during the election process. So Barbie and Bobby were effectively left alone. And so a lot of people suffered a lot. It was, and the film, the film shows a fair amount of violence, but it shows nothing compared to what actually happened.
And what does it mean to you to have the film here at London Film Festival? And what do you hope the impact will be?
Having a film show in this festival is a dream come true. It's actually beyond something we ever thought would happen. This is when we really need our story told. This is when Ugandans need the world to know what is happening. And having our story feature in this festival and having a platform as big as this is victory in the war that we are fighting. You asked a second question. What was that other question?
Just having the film here at London Film Festival and what the impact, I suppose, can be, like you say, in giving awareness to the issue, but also that feeling of hope and optimism for a different future.
Yeah. So we believe that by the time that the people in the decision-making positions see this film, they'll know how best to work with our leader. We know there are those personal interests. Government have interests in Africa, and we know that they have a lot to consider, but not everybody knows the truth. So we believe that when they get to see the truth of the exact things happening to the people of Uganda, they will tread carefully when they're working with the leaders in our area. So we hope that this will impact them to do the right thing at the right time. Yeah.
Did you want to add anything?
No, I think that's it. It's also, we hope it has an impact on the West, and also we hope it gives hope to other people suffering under dictatorship.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing all that with us, and really
Thank
enjoyed
you.
presenting your film here in London. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.